The Amateur. Rami Malek, Oscar winner. Rami Malek returns in a role that is, a surprise. He works for the CIA. He's an
69.
analyst. He has written software. He can track anyone down. He's a genius in this category. And Rami Malek is brilliant at what he does. He plays Charles Heller, and his wife Sarah, played by Rachel Brosnahan, is on a work trip in London when she is unceremoniously killed by terrorists. Rami Malek is, of course, devastated by this news, and he wants to kill the people responsible for the death of his wife. He blackmails people in the agency, a higher up named Moore, played by Holt McCallany, who's a tough guy in a lot of movies. And he does have a buddy at the agency. John Bernthal plays a buddy of the agency. He's more of a badass killer in the field, but Rami Malek's character Charles doesn't go in the field. He's the guy at the computer. And let's be fair, Rami Malek is a short king. He is a slight, svelte guy that you could not see getting in a fight. Lawrence Fishburne, he's after he
wants revenge.
He wants revenge. So he blackmails Moore into sending him to this camp to be trained to be in the field. So he goes to Henderson, played by Lawrence Fishburne, who gives him training. Basically finding out if Rami Malek, if Charles had a gun pointed, he would not be able to shoot it. He doesn't have the killer instinct, but he has the smarts, and he knows the 4 people responsible for the death of his wife. He travels then to Europe to track them down, and each one is each person he goes after is kind of a level to defeat.
Yeah, mini bosses.
A mini boss, but I'll say this. Thankfully, one thing the movie does is not make Rami Malek like a badass.
A boy boss.
He's not a badass. Physically, he is not intimidating. He uses a different set of skills to accomplish tasks. And the trailer ruined one of the best bits. A guy in a swimming pool above 2 towers. He takes this guy out with explosives. And so each sort of mini boss building to the main villain is a challenge unto itself.
Can I speak to that for a second?
They don't turn him. Thankfully, they don't turn him into John Wick. Yeah. He's not John Wick. He is, again, I don't mean this as an insult, just an observation. Rami Malek is a short king, okay? He just is. But a badass in different ways.
He never wins a fist fight. Let's put it that way.
He will definitely not win any fist fight and doesn't win. So in that way, the film was realistic. I found it a little dull at times. It kind of drags in parts. I thought it was somewhat predictable. Some of it was clever at some parts. John Bernthal was great. And Lawrence Fishburne always delivers. So he has a really good supporting cast. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, I thought the film was fine. I give it a bare recommend at probably a 6 for me. So I saw it in IMAX. I don't know why it needed to be in IMAX. It was okay. I love IMAX movies. I will see anything in IMAX. Yeah. But it didn't make the movie better. So I give it a bare recommend at 6. It's a movie you would see on streaming and go, that was good. Which is a lot of movies these days. Alan, what did you think of The Amateur?
Well, The Amateur, I agree with you. It's okay. Look, the premise is good. I like the idea that it's a normie who wants to avenge the death of his wife, but doesn't have the physical skills to do it. So he has to do it some other way. And he never gets the physical skills to actually do it.
He does not.
Yeah.
There's no way. It's like, give this movie credit. There's no training montage where suddenly he can do close-up fighting, like where people are just. By the way, having seen a lot of movies, Can we end something? Can we end close-up fighting? There is some of that in the movie with Lawrence Fishburne,
Yeah.
and
You
whatnot,
need some
but,
awareness of the action that is happening.
like, it's just this fighting style that is duh, duh, pencil, a straw, a duh, like, people are it's so choreographed. It's like they have the same fight choreographer for every movie now. The fighting style is the same. It's John Wick close-up combat. It's boring. So, and there's not a lot of that in this movie, but
Yeah.
when it happens,
Oh, well,
I
I mean,
check out.
there is a training montage, but he fails it all.
Yeah, he
So
fails it.
it's like
He
there's a
does, he
point where he
fails.
just gives up. It's just I can't do this.
Yeah, he can't do it.
Okay,
So,
so
yeah.
the biggest issue I have with the movie is the trailer, because
Yes.
you talked about the swimming scene. We all know how, if you seen the trailer, you know how it ends, which
Yeah.
means the moment you realize that his next target is the swimming guy, um, you check out because you know how it's going to end, and that's a good 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
The second boss, sorry, there's four bosses, four people to take down. The main boss at the end. The pool guy's the second one. The third one, we also know how he dies. And again,
Right.
once the trap has been set, it's just you're just sitting back, just waiting for it to happen.
It's a
Uh,
very spectacular scene, but you're right. It was ruined in the trailer, and there are 4 people he's going after. So
yeah, the first one was pretty cool.
the first
Uh,
one was cool, but I knew nothing. I didn't know what was gonna
yeah,
happen.
exactly. And
That
that's
was
why it was
actually
cool.
good.
And that's why it was cool. Um, let's see. The other thing is, so yeah. So as a film, I give it a pass. I mean, I give it a bare recommendation because I think you'll enjoy it. You're not the thing I thought was interesting was the overall plot, because it seems so far fetched. Can you imagine, in reality, if longtime members of the CIA were operating on their own and disregarded everything the president asked them to do? Can you
That's a
imagine? Can
I
you imagine if that was real life?
I can't believe that. It's not believable. That would never happen.
No, absolutely. And having said that, there's a character who is the director of the CIA, and they might as well have named her Tulsi Gabbard. Uh,
Yes, yes, you're right.
So
Uh,
look, I don't know the politics of the writers, but I appreciate, at least this aspect of the movie, that
so
that this fictional deep state may exist, and that there are people within the CIA who are willing to take it down.
hey,
I appreciate that, and so
we
it moves up a little bit in terms of my recommendation.
look, we know from the news there's no deep state,
Yeah.
and there you go.